Bienvenido, BIGJAY, escape a República Dominicana. Hasta pronto, papi.
Big J, take one.
This guy, and there's a guy that I know, he's a huge mongerer, and I mean, they call him King Mongerer. Right? That's how bad it is, right? And I remember this guy was sitting at the table and he says to me,
But let me say this, let me remember. You don't turn into a mongerer. If you're a mongerer in the US
right.
or the UK, you
Yo,
still your personality
as we call
is
Dallas. Yeah, as we call
so
it.
it's not like
Dallas.
you come down here and, like,
and you just all of a
you're a
sudden
nice guy.
agree.
Oh shit, I'm a mongerer. No, you just brought yourself.
Yeah.
That's your personality because you are who you are.
Yeah,
But
no, even he was saying to me, "Oh, my girl's coming to pick me up," and I was like, "You what?" And he slipped and was like, "Oh yeah, it's my girl," and I thought, "You." So there's a lot of brothers down here that have got relationships, they're just not saying. Now, I know you've done 100,000 videos on do's and don'ts.
Yes.
Brothers are just not listening.
No.
And it's just one simple fact is, I mean, I've done the whole psychology, and you've got a lot of brothers that are coming to sosua. They go to that one place, they love the attention because the women are approaching them and stuff like that. I've told them that's not I've always said this, sosua is the matrix, and a lot of people got at me for that. They got upset with me because I said, well, but real Dominican women don't act like that. That's a fantasy.
Right.
When you bump into a real Dominican, and I've said this, you can get a Dominican woman that look like your fantasy. A real Dominican woman, better looking, and will look after you better.
Yeah.
There's a lot of brothers, and I understand there's brothers that are just coming over and getting their leg over and then going back to America or Europe, which I totally understand. But I just feel there's a lot of brothers that they follow suit, looking for a relationship. They go into sosua, get one of these girls, wifey them, and then it's a nightmare from them. They end up sending money. Now, I'm not saying that can't happen with a gold digger. That happens. My thing to you is, what advice, yet again for the 105th time, what advice would you give someone that's actually looking for a relationship? Would you say to them, go to sosua?
No, I would say, I would say, you got the largest cities like Santo Domingo, Santiago, La Vega, that Punta Cana, Puerto Plata, that have more women who are looking for more serious types of relationships.
Hey, my dentist hit on me, bro. My dentist hit on me.
I need to go to the dentist.
My dentist hit on me. We're going to talk about that off camera. My dentist hit on me. No word of a lie. But anyway, go ahead.
Well, because you want a more professional girl, right? And I'm talking about with her own job, her own money, her own car. I mean, you just let me tell you. You know where the guys that when you want a serious relationship, you know where us expats in Puerto Plata talk about going? Las Serenas.
Oh, how do you? What's
That,
the name, man?
that's the supermarket. No, supermarket.
Listen, the food court. That's the best seat in the house.
Listen, I say stand outside first.
Okay,
right?
okay. I didn't
Stand
know about
outside
that
for
one.
about 10 minutes. No more 10 minutes. See who's pulling up in their own cars. You already know she got a car.
Okay.
A lot of times, especially like about 4:30, 5 o'clock, then they're in their work clothes. So some of them work for banks, some of them work for dentists, some of them work for different offices, the government and so forth. And I'm telling you, when you're looking for a serious relationship, you go in Las Serenas, and man, it's like the smorgasbord of professional women.
Better than any nightclub.
Yes. Yeah, that is the night. We call that the nightclub.
Listen, I'm sat on the food court,
We call that the nightclub.
overlooking, and I'm looking at the two, and I'm just like, whoa.
Yeah. Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
I'm not joking. I'm not joking. That's when you said that's what I said. I agree.
Yeah, and our time that we're in, where if there's a certain one that piqued my interest, man, listen, I'll time it and get out at the same time, get behind her in the line, or even get in front of her in the line, whatever. and you know, help put groceries in the car or whatever. You know, just strike up a conversation. The one thing I will say, man, you know, the ladies in Dominican
Do you think
Republic,
brothers are? Go on. Sorry, to cut you.
there's no attitude. They don't have attitude when you say hello.
Hello, no, they don't.
You know,
No,
there's
they don't.
no, like,
You
don't
say,
talk to me.
Yeah, you even say buenos dias in the morning, they say it back.
They say it back.
Yeah.
Now, the only time a woman may not say nothing back is if she's in a relationship and she may feel like, you know, her husband is setting up.
Yeah.
Because you have those, seriously.
Right.
But most women, 99% of them, they will say hello. You know, if you say, am I married? See, they'll tell you, you know, I'm in a relationship, I have a novio or esposo. But there's no problem with just saying hello, striking up a conversation. I'm telling you, man.
Do you think brothers?
I love it.
Think because I mean I can see the psychology, but you might have some brothers that have been beaten with the ugly stick. They've been trying to get the Hailey Berry looking chick in America. And let's keep it real, in America and Europe, and they've never got to first base, never. So they've come to a country where you got 100,000 Hailey Berries.
Yeah.
They strike it lucky. They feel good about themselves. They go back to America or Europe and they feel good about themselves. And what happens in that transition is that they forget how to talk to women. There's a lot of brothers. There's a lot of brothers that I see.
Well, a lot of that has
It's
to
like
do
they're
with...
scared. It's like because they don't speak Spanish. I'm like, yes, learn the language,
what I'm about
but
to
still say hello.
Yeah.
Because I don't speak Spanish. But I can guarantee you, I can approach any Dominican woman. Now, I've got pidgin Spanish. My Spanish is terrible. But I guarantee you, I can approach any Dominican woman, say hola, speak my pidgin Spanish, and I guarantee I get the number.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh no, there's no.
Just
I
talk.
have walked up to many beautiful Dominican ladies. You know, hola, ¿cómo estás? ¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo estuvo tu día? How's your day going? Mi amor, yo mucho ocupado.
Do you think?
You know, can I have your number for it?
Do you think brothers that are getting duped by? Because you see, I'll be honest with you, and I'm going to say yet again another controversial thing. I don't blame the Dominican women for punking some of the guys. Do you blame the guys for it, or do you blame the Dominican chapidoras for it?
I blame the dudes.
Okay.
Listen,
Could you elaborate why?
Okay, sure. Let me tell you something. If a chappy daughter can get, and I've seen it, $10,000 US out of some dude just by being nice, stroking his head, tell him how nice he is, tell him I'm gonna be in love with you, everything's gonna be all right. You know, blowing his mind physically.
Right.
Listen, if you dumb enough to give her $10,000, why would I be mad at the woman? If I could go out there and do the same thing, and they say, hey, listen, there's 10,000 women over here with money, you can strike one of the women that give you 10,000. Hell, I go out there and put on my best cologne, smells good. Would you?
Oh yeah, if I could get.
All right. So why look down on the woman?
No, can't.
You gotta look down on the idiot.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Don't hate the player, hate the game. Shit.
As they say. So you definitely blame. So what can the men do to? And I'm talking about the men that, because it's usually the men. Because
don't leave their brain in the
This is what I say. This is what I say, Taylor. And I'll be honest with you. There's a lot of guys that it's just an opinion. They go to a certain place to have fun.
Right.
Okay, that's fine. Fun you leave at the doorstep.
Right.
But for when these guys are getting back and they start sending money and start caring, emotions are involved. And a lot of guys are not being honest about it. You like that lady, you've grown feelings. That is why they don't put all this harsh, no. That you care. You do something because you care about a person.
Mm. Well, you know how that show, did you ever see that show, The Biggest Loser?
No, I haven't. No.
It's about people who lose weight, Biggest Loser.
Oh, yes, I have. Yes.
Well, they should name one the Biggest Fool.
Oh.
So, if you're in a race to be the biggest fool and let somebody go through your pocket, see, I'm going to tell you, this is me. This is Russell. First of all, I'm not going to help anybody where it hurts me unless you are my child or my mother. My child and my mother happen to be dead. So, There's nobody on else earth that I do for. My brother, I'll stretch it out. So, and I'm very attached to my money. You know, I'm like we're in a love affair. Me and my money, my bank account, we really get along well. So I don't separate easy from my money. Like,
so as we say in London, you love a pound note.
I love a pound of milk, man. So I love it. I love it. So it's not gonna happen to me because once you start talking major money, it makes no sense. It's like somebody talking gibber jabber to you. You know? No. I don't understand. First of all, and I'm the longer you live here, I'm gonna tell you, I'll be this. The longer you live here, the harder you'll become.
Oh,
yeah,
I agree.
I'm gonna tell you.
I agree.
You have to.
I agree.
And you have to.
I've learned a lot.
So I tell a woman if I'm just first meeting a woman, don't tell me your problems. Don't tell me about your children. Don't show me pictures of empty refrigerators, how your parents died, all because I got my own horror stories. And that's not inviting a good conversation to trying to understand, trying to get to learn somebody about learning all your problems. See, I could listen. Everybody got problems.
See, I like to say this. I bless people in different ways. You know, I remember one time me and my lady was walking from Port Plata beach, and going back to my apartment, and I saw this Haitian dude. He was just coming from work. I just called him. I said, "Hey."
Yeah.
Gave him 300 pesos.
Yeah.
Blessed him with it. He's like, "Yo, see, man."
Yeah.
I mean, it was small. It wasn't nothing, but hey, you know, I'd rather give it to him than someone. I'm not saying that I would never give to someone on the street, but I bless people in different ways.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
And like you said, and for me, listen, I get more than a pound of flesh every month to the orphanage. You know, when I go shopping, man, and drive up to Santiago, and I drive to Santiago because I get a bigger bang for the buck. So every month I make that run for the orphanage. And, you know, sometimes I get nice donations, sometimes I don't. But I have a commitment to those children. You know, I have a commitment. So I keep my commitment, man. And so I don't worry about, you know, somebody say, oh, you know, well, you're not doing this, you're not doing. Listen, I know what I'm doing.
What you're
and
doing.
I know where my money going. And I see my money.
God sees what you're doing, and that's all that matters.
Amen.
That's all that matters. That's all that matters.
But I like to see where my money going, too. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Of course. So basically, you would say to brothers that are looking for love, because there's a lot of you out there, and I don't care what you say, there's a lot of you out there that's looking for relationships. I don't want to hear, I'm Mr. Big Pimpin'.
And there's nothing wrong with it.
And we're not talking to Mr. Big Pimpin' that, we're not talking to you. So you don't need to leave no dumbass comments. We're not talking to you. We're talking about the ones that are looking for love. Stay out of sosua.
Unless you just want to have fun.
Unless you just want to have fun.
If you go to sosua and you just want to have fun, fantastic. Enjoy yourself. Have all the fun you want. But if you're looking for a serious relationship, that ain't the place to go, dude.
Now, I've got my lady. I've seen some beautiful ladies in Port Plata. I mean, some, as I said, my dentist.
They got some stunners here.
My dentist on me, that's what I'm saying.
Your dentist here in Port Plata?
We're going to talk off camera. I'm going to show you, right? My dentist here on me. Anyway, we're not going to get into that. We're going to talk off camera. But I have said hello to ladies, you know, and I don't, my Spanish is bad. But, guys, just approach them. Just approach them. Just talk to them. You'll be very surprised. I always say, you are the king here, and you can change lives. And they know that.
Man, that's what I've been preaching for the long time.
Dominican women, and there's some beautiful Dominican women. And do they bring something to the table? Yes, they do. My lady looks after my spirit. Now, we won't talk of that off camera. She looks after my spirit. Definitely looks after my spirit. Does she bring a lot to the table? She got her own house and owns land. And she got a job. Right? My advice.
That's bringing something to the table.
And I don't know if you agree with me. My advice for those who are looking. Now, I say this. Every woman costs. So my advice for those who are looking for love or looking, to just downgrade the bullshit. Find someone with their own house. And find someone with a job.
That helps. That brings something to the table.
That lessens the bull crap. You're
Yes,
not gonna get no, oh, my rent's due this month, or you know. And I say this: those who are trying to or dating in the Dominican Republic, and they're dating someone with a low wage. If your girl asks for $30 or $40, man, yo, that's your woman. How much would it cost you in America, and how much would it cost you in England?
Exactly. If you got a woman that's making $150 a month,
yeah,
you already know who's gonna be paying the goddamn bills. All right.
Yeah.
So
Well, you be doing that as a man anyway in America. If you're living with a woman, you're gonna be paying for them. So when you think about it, what's a pedicure over here to get a nail? That's like what, 500 pesos?
Yeah.
What's that for the nails and the feet? What's that?
$10.
$10 and to get their hair done.
150 pesos.
Come on, man.
Yeah. Nah.
To get their hair done.
Yeah. I don't worry about that bullshit. I mean,
but yeah, there's a lot of people that say, oh, they'll jump up and say, oh, but sit, you're paying for something.
I mean, look, long as the woman ain't asking me for $5,000-$6,000, we good. Because when you start asking for that kind of money, see, I already know.
Yeah.
You should already know, right? You should already know where that relationship is going.
You own a, you're starting up a law firm.
Well, not law firm. It's basically DR Legal Help is a nationwide legal service provider.
Right.
So we provide. It's sort of like insurance. So person comes here to the Dominican Republic. Something happens at 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, whatever. Who do you call if you don't know anybody?
I don't know anybody to call.
Yeah.
I'm just being honest. I don't know anybody to call.
Well,
I wouldn't know anybody to call.
And I tell people, the laws are totally different in another country.
Right.
But we have an in-house attorney that works regular hours, 9 to 5. We have another attorney that answers your call 24 hours a day. See, this is the thing. Whenever something happens, and it don't have to be nothing major, but it could be like a car accident. You know, what do? In car accidents, you think, all right, somebody hit me from behind, it's their fault, everything's going to be taken care of. No. It does not happen like that. It does not happen like that. Especially if it's Dominican that actually hits you from behind.
Right.
You have to get somebody involved with it. Otherwise, you're going to be paying out of your pocket. And that's a fact. Matter of fact,
I'm going to put that description also down below, how to get in contact and stuff like that.
I'm going to read you. And do you mind if I read it?
Bro, go ahead.
This is a quick testimonial we got from one of our clients today.
Before we get there to the testimonial, because I know where you're going with this.
Okay.
And the people are going to say, oh, you didn't ask Taylor made this. You know, there's always something. And
Always.
Taylor Made's transparent. He always has been. And a lot of people that are hating on what you're doing. There's a lot of naysayers. Oh, he's conning the people. He's doing this. He's all type of bullshit.
Right.
What do you say to that? To these naysayers?
Those are everybody who's never used the service. So,
I've answered him the question.
Everybody who's ever used my service, one or the other, right? Whether I'm doing consulting, whether I'm doing relocation, or the DR Legal, nobody's ever said anything. So, now a lot of...
Allegedly they got paperwork.
Paperwork on what, though? Paperwork with a client of mine? No, never. Nobody has paperwork with any client of mine. Nobody. Listen, I'm the biggest name, and I ain't trying to say that braggingly.
No, talk your shit.
But I'm the biggest fucking YouTuber name. If there was something to that, if there was facts behind that, we're not talking Donald Trump alternative facts, right? We're not talking Donald Trump. We're talking facts behind it.
Yeah.
Don't you think that somebody would have made that claim besides somebody who's insane, who knows nothing? All right. So let me read this to you, right?
Oh, sorry, people. Sorry. God,
Hey,
I need to be professional. Sorry.
Like I said, we're not talking Donald Trump alternative facts. All right. So this is a picture that the guy sent.
Right. He's got a phone call coming. Hold on.
All right.
Hold on. He's got a phone call. So it was bad timing. So he's going to show you something.
Hold on.
So, you know, there's been a lot of people. I've You know, I was on a chat the other day. People were talking shit. I wasn't having any of it. Another brother, Yoga, spoke out as well. Like I said, General, you know,
Listen,
I owe a debt to you.
Listen, let the haters hate. Let me get through this.
Right.
All right. So it says, and you can see this did not come from me.
No,
right?
no. I'm actually reading it now. Right.
It says, been meaning to write this up. Right. My DR legal testimonial. During a recent trip to Dominican Republic, I was involved in a car accident. I was driving through Santiago on my way to Santo Domingo when I felt a slam from the rear. The car lifted off the ground, rotated clockwise, and careened diagonally across the lane into a ditch. That could have easily been it for me. After checking myself for injuries, I looked up and saw the driver of the car walking towards me. We were both okay. I was very lucky that day. The other driver admitted fault, so there was no controversy about that happening. He provided a copy of his insurance information and seemed genuinely concerned about my well-being. Additionally, I always purchased the highest level of insurance offered from the agency. So I felt that one way or another we would all be over shortly. My plan A was to contact the rental car agency and let them take care of the details, i.e. towing car, getting another car rental, etc. Well, that is how it might have worked had anyone at the rental car agency picked up the phone. I spent about 20 minutes calling the emergency contact number they provided, but no one picked up the phone. At this point, I realized that I had no help navigating a legal process in which accounts of what happened and potential liabilities could be theoretically changed by the time the process was completed. So I called Maria at DR Legal Help. This was a client who came in for a vacation, purchased the service. He says Maria took care of everything from there. She made the calls to the rental car agency and got the insurance rep on the phone. She spoke with the police at the accident scene, managed communications between the police, the paramedics, and the driver of the car. She even advocated for me with a less than helpful admin at the Santiago police station and spoke with their attorney. Yes, to file a police report, they have you speak with an attorney who does not represent you. DR Legal Help explained what was going on as they walked me through the process. I'm convinced that they saved me considerable time, frustration, and money from that accident. Hold on a second.
Still reading.
From that, this is just last paragraph. I'm convinced from the accident, due to no fault of my own, would have otherwise cost me. I strongly recommend this service. Sean, we got another dude, and just bear with me a minute.
You know what? Nah, you have to prove no more, General, right? Because listen, I'm gonna say this. You've got eBay accounts and you've got Amazon accounts.
Yeah.
And they might be selling a product, let's say, of slippers.
Yeah.
Not every customer is going to be happy. Now, am I saying that, and I've never seen this alleged paperwork, am I saying, not everybody's going to be happy? Mm-hmm. Can we agree on that?
Yeah, but let me shorten it for you.
Yeah,
so
go ahead.
So some may say, all right, well, your attorney, she's not cheap as the other attorneys, right?
Right.
Now, let me tell you something. There's a lot of attorneys that would love to take your money.
Talk to
you
them.
pay them. Matter of fact, I have one attorney that I'm actually taking to court right now. I paid her 43,000 pesos for I ain't gonna go into the whole case,
right.
but I actually now, this was before I met Maria, my attorney. So we're actually going to court right now. So cheaper does not mean the best. Cheaper does not mean the best. Just because you get one attorney who says, all right, I'll charge you 2,500 pesos, right? You get another attorney who says, I'll charge you 4,000 pesos for the same thing. Well, I'd rather get the 2,500 pesos attorney. That doesn't mean you're going to get what you want. that doesn't mean that you're getting the best service. It's the same thing if you go online to Amazon, you shop for slippers. If you want Louis Vuitton, guess what? It's gonna cost you goddamn more. You say Louis Vuitton slippers $800. I get these Rokus for goddamn $20. Well, guess what? There's a difference between $20 Rokus and the difference between Louis Vuitton 800 pesos. I mean $800. If you want to go to the Roku, go to the Roku, right? But don't complain because you can't afford something, right? That just means you can't afford it, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nobody complaining. There's nobody trying to take your money. There's nobody trying to steal from you.
Someone told me once, you buy cheap, you buy twice.
Yeah. You get what, let me tell you something. This country is the perfect example. You get what you pay for. There's cats right now that spend $80, $90, $160, $200,000 on a house that's a piece of shit that's falling apart. How do I know? There's property over here, right next door, right? 75 units, been empty for 10 and a half years. Why? Because they had a bad attorney. So when people tell me that, all right, well, I can get the cheaper attorney, please do. Now when it fails,
don't come crying.
Don't come crying to me. So that's all I got to say.
So he's answered the questions, okay? So if you want to twist this, wrap it up, do what you want, he's answered the questions. How do you want to be remembered when you're gone? In terms, let me make it specific. Let me make it specific. So 50 to 60 years from now on, you're not going to be here. I'm not going to be here.
I'm not going to be here.
Right. So there's going to be a new influx of people coming to the Dominican Republic. You know, how do you want to be remembered? Like, how do you want people to perceive you? Because, like I said, you started all of this. So there must be a part of you that, you know, you're going to leave something behind. As well as other YouTubers as well. But you started all of this. How do you want to be remembered?
Well, I'm going to tell you.
In terms of in terms of the black traveling YouTube sphere coming to the DR. What do you want? What do you want to leave behind? What do you want to achieve? What do you want to leave behind that you can be remembered by?
That I help people, that I show people that there are opportunities, that everything that they're telling you in the UK and the US are lies, that people are going to hate you, that you cannot experience freedom, that you cannot experience the same quality of life that you can experience anywhere else. I want to be remembered as people saying, this guy showed me a better way. This guy showed me a better way that I could teach my children, because like I said, now I'm working with families. Just helped another family Monday, get into their new home. That, you know, that he showed me a better way for my family, you know, that my son, you know, I don't have to worry about my son getting shot by the police. I don't have to worry about getting a call that my son got shot in the back of the police car while handcuffed. You know, that my children, you know about traveling, have empathy for other people because they see how other people live. I just want to be known, hopefully, as someone who showed somebody something different, who may have rung a bell, you know, and just influence other people to see that, one, there's a better way and another way to live, that everything they tell you in these so-called Western countries are not true. And two, that you can live your best life, and you might as well live it somewhere where you're appreciated.
Well, I have to say, once again, I would like to tell you that you can go away. Once again, I have to tell you that you have saved lives. You have impacted lives with your voice, you know, on YouTube, you know. I mean, I speak to brothers every day, near enough. And, you know, when they talk to me about transitioning their life, there's one thing they say, I watched the tailor-made video. Obviously, we got the new generation coming through, such as myself, Chex, Nora Bez, you know, the children that you birthed, you know, creating a new wave, so to speak. And hopefully, you know, people have come and told me that, you know, they've watched my videos and, you know, made the transition. But I personally don't think, I asked you a question earlier, do you get the credit you deserve? I feel you don't. That's my opinion. I feel you don't. I don't think you get the whole respect, and I don't think you realise the big impact you made on a lot of people's lives. You have saved a lot, and this is not for YouTube. This is not me kissing TaylorMade's ass at all. I keep everything real. Anybody that comes into my life, anybody that has impact, I'm gonna keep it real. I went through a torrid time. My best friend died. My marriage was up shit creek. I went out of my marriage. My best friend just died. I didn't know what was going on.
I remember you sharing that story.
I didn't know what was going on in life, and I remember I went to a friend's house in Cardiff. It's in Wales, you know, part of the UK. And I just remember smoking a shit load of weed. I just wanted to die. I just had enough. I just said, man, if my best friend could die and he hasn't done anything bad to anybody, what's the point of all of this? What's the point? I just remember smoking a shit ton of weed. I just wanted to just collapse. And as I said, I just lifted up the laptop. It was 4 a.m. in the morning, and I lifted up the laptop and I just started watching your videos. And it's just how ironic, when I landed in the country, 24 hours later, I met you and we were doing a vlog. And then you started showing me around. You know what I mean? You just took me under your wing. And that was just a blessing in disguise. Ever since then, my life, part of my life, has changed dramatically. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you, brother. And that's real talk, you know. I've met a beautiful lady. I've met beautiful ladies. You know, I've met loads of beautiful ladies. But I've met a beautiful lady now. And listen, listen, I wouldn't be here if I didn't lift up that laptop at 4 a.m. and see your ugly mug on there. Alright, so I just want to personally say on camera, thank you a lot. Thank you. And keep on doing what you're doing, because there's other people that are in a worse situation that I was in. Maybe ready to take their own life, maybe ready to do something dumb and stupid. Do not lose your voice of reason and big reason, because like I said, you've impacted my life, and I've talked to other people and you've also impacted theirs. So please, there's more lives to save, and don't stop what you're doing.
I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm very
on that note, listen, man, again, thank you. Sorry, I'm just thinking about my best friend right now, so you know, I always think about him, and it just messes me up inside, man, because I did go through Robert Lewis, you know, that's his name. I went for a really bad time, you know, I really did. I just didn't see a way out. I really didn't. So I came to the Dominican Republic. It was just like,
rest in power, Lewis.
Rest in power, Robert Lewis, man. So on that note, this is Big J Escape to the Dominican Republic.